how about you just happen to remember at least some of the targets that Carol told you, and I'll make it worth your while.
Why are you interested in dead people?
Because, as you said, you are not paid to read patterns. I am.
All right.
What would your percentage of that job have been?
The employment opportunity that Calorel wanted to offer Death's Hand was going to get me 325 gold pieces. I don't think that was a killing job, though. She wouldn't have had me contact a third party for that. I work solo. She wanted Death's Hand for something else, and I was just going to be an intermediary. And, by your line of inquiry, seems like you're interested in something besides those names. Death's Hand has managed to find a job, despite Calorel's absence. They've been hired by... oh, what is that snot's name? Evrat Lavelle. He's a famed collector of magical bullshit. Think they're currently in the city, and they're gonna be leaving in a day, maybe two? I don't know where they're going.
Well, that's something. Do you guys have anything?
Manaki DC'd again.
Oh, good.
Oh, good?
By the way, he DC'd on my end the moment you said, you guys got anything.
Manakai's like, nope, I'm not intervening.
Oh, shit.
I'll inform you, if you wanted to try paying her, we do technically have money still, but not, you know. I have not split the party bank in a very long time.
We can pay her by not arresting her.
That is...
She hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it's like, I mean...
You know, I'm happy. She has given me more than I expected.
Yeah,
and Thomas will continue, or really end the conversation, just kind of saying, if you ever have that list for me, just... you can find me at the Arcane College. Just ask around.
Ask around for a guard-type looking fellow in the center of Newport. Right, got it.
Ask for Thomas. The name should mean something to most people.
She shrugs. Keeps staring ahead, drinking. Yes, as a recap, she received a letter on the 6th of Fireseek from Calorel. It took some time to travel across the Midland Sea. She wanted Domino to meet with Calorel on the 8th. It's quite clearly past the 8th. Also wanted Domino to get a hold of Death's Hand for a business opportunity. Domino doesn't know what the job was, but she did meet with Vane Delacroix, who is the head of Death's Hand, and nothing happened beyond that. Domino did mention that the payment for the job to attract Death's Hand's attention was 625 gold pieces. Domino does know that Death's Hand has recently come into gainful employment, despite Calorel's absence. They've been hired by Evrat Lavelle, who is a nobleman who lives in the Heights. He is a famed collector of magical esoterica. And she thinks, as of now, Death's Hand is still in town, but only for a day or so, and then they'll be leaving. She doesn't know where.
Well, I assume I knew that.
Perhaps. Well, Thomas will just nod at her and then basically stand up, walk over to the others.
Okay.
Leon is still leaning against the wall, just peering around the room.
Tempus, you're probably good at this point. It's only lasting for a minute.
Okay. I just didn't know how long for the entire conversation, or if like Tempus was starting to dry himself off after realizing he was soaked.
Yeah, you're good now.
Fargus is looking a bit confused. He assumed we were gonna arrest people.
As far as I'm concerned, we are done here. Unless
Okay.
you can tell me a valid reason why we should arrest random patrons, hoping that they are somehow connected to whatever it is.
I just assumed we would. We don't have to, certainly.
I was assuming that it would be slightly more difficult to find Domino, but apparently she is just what she is, an official bounty hunter. Of course, there's probably more to her, but unless you want to think of some creative way to get her to tell you everything, which I don't think is legal in the city, then we're done here.
What are you
And
implying?
she has told me enough, I think.
Alright. She
Chances
told you
are
where, she told you where Death's Hand is?
As far as I understood her, the Death's Hand building in the Heights should be pretty easy to find.
Alright.
Of course, we have to get into the heights, and mobility are always a pain. But we can handle that.
But as far as I'm concerned, she's just some official bounty hunter who Carol hired to do her dirty work. Can't really blame her for wanting the payment, I suppose.
I guess not. So we're just leaving then, I guess?
I see no reason to trash the place just because.
No, that's not what I meant.
And I think we've already ruined business enough.
We've ruined business probably for the day, and damaged his reputation probably for a couple of weeks with such a huge guard presence.
Domino says back, reputation is not really a thing here.
Let's go then.
You know, Thomas will leave like 2 gold pieces on the like bar, and then just head out.
Okay. You walk back out into the waiting arms of the guards, with the super serious constable, Graham Sten, saying, "So,
We're done here.
Lynx looks at the other guards. He doesn't want to fucking, like, sign up for more paperwork. They move out.
Although Tempus, probably a good thing this place doesn't have a lot of things based on reputation. After all, after drinking that, you might not have the best one.
I challenge you to have a drink of that.
You know,
Yeah,
I love the challenge, but we have more important things than going to drink.
Oh, now you avoid the topic.
So as far as I see it, we have 2 options here. 1, we go to the Heights, we find the mercenaries and talk to them. 2, we go after Fargus's information, which I think was that the adventurers are going to go to the living dungeon, right?
And if,
Yes.
if what she said is correct, and some person interested in exoteric stuff is going to collect stuff, what I heard from the spirits of the orb might be back there. Well,
So
It all comes together.
we simply beat them to the price. That is also an option.
because
Or we wait there for them. It's much easier to deal with them there than in the city.
you want to rob them.
I mean,
No. Stop them from entering.
I mean, that's pretty difficult to convince people just not to go in when they've been paid.
we have
I
no
wasn't
reason
planning
to
on talking to them.
we have no reason to stop them. We want to know information from them. They can't tell us anything if you just kill them.
We don't have to kill them. Just incapacitate them.
I see.
I don't think they'd be quite as friendly if we knocked them out.
Why would we be friendly to them?
Because what have they done wrong?
Well, one of them is associated with the Lich King, for instance.
Tempus just raises his hand and points at Leon.
Leon says nothing.
Well, he's not really associated in the same way, you know.
His hand's still pointing at Leon.
Leon is not putting denial here. Leon's kind of got the look of, come on, keep going.
Well, it's like, moving on. Well, Fargus,
Yes.
how about we talk with them? If things don't go well our way, we do it your way. Your way has the much more permanent ending.
I don't assume they're gonna be too friendly to us, and we don't want them to get the orb.
If that's the case, then we'll go your way.
Then we just get the orb before they get it, and then they have to be friendly because they are also going to want it. Of course, we're not going to give it to them because likely they just want to sell it to some collector or anything, which would be probably not the best thing to do with an artifact that powerful.
Or sell it to the Fork, you know.
None of you would happen to know anything about this collector, would you?
No, I don't think so.
We
But the
could find
problem
out, but
with the problem with that ban is if we go after the orb first, we're gonna be quite beat up by the time we're done, and then they're gonna stand out there waiting for us.
Also, didn't the dungeon say don't come back?
If it's got such a powerful orb, and you guys have hinted that it is probably an aspect as to why the wards are failing, and the wards failing is a very, very bad thing, especially for the Archmage, of which vast majority of us are all at least affiliated with the Archmage, I'd say screw a Creel.
I've only heard bad things about Kriel as well, so...
it's likely not going to be as polite as last time, but it has something we would rather it all the adventurers not have.
Yeah. If we don't get it, someone worse will. And then it will be bad for all of us.
And how many more people will die in it?
That too.
I mean, they could steal... Those people have the chance of stealing what's rightfully ours that we could win. And people, you know, could die. But, you know, we have things that we need. We come first, obviously.
It's not really us. We're not doing this for us. But yes, I get your point.
My concern is stopping the orb from causing any more damage, which, in its current state, it might do.
And at least if it's in our hand, the damage is limited. If it's in someone else's hand, who knows?
They might try and create more.
Exactly. See, that's the kind of thinking we need.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright.
So, we've left. Domino burnt my throat, made me embarrass myself. Thomas got some information. And now we're currently deciding between going to talk to the mercenaries, going to incapacitate the mercenaries, or going to the living dungeon.
And beating them to the punch.
Well,
Essentially,
the mercenaries didn't seem like they were doing anything, right?
The mercenaries, according to Domino, have a job, and according to both Fargus and Leon, said job is to likely go to the living dungeon and get the Orb of Storms again.
But according to her, they didn't get the job from anyone associated with the bad guys, right?
They didn't get the job from Calorel, but
They got it from
still,
some
the orb is potentially linked to all the bad things happening, so we want it.
Yeah,
Is it though?
it's based on some of the things said. I mean, it's very vague and it's not entirely clear, but from what some of the spirits said, it's possible that some of the things happening in the Inland Sea, partially because the orb has gone crazy in there.
And even if the orb has nothing to do with anything, it would be an excellent way to diplomatize with said adventurers, because they have a job, and if they don't fulfill the job, their reputation is likely going to suffer.
Well, so we're gonna kill them then.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Well,
Why-
if our
why would we-
negotiation is us preventing them from doing their job.
I mean, we don't even know if they are bad people. We just know that they are potentially associated with people who we don't like.
I mean, they do call themselves Death's Hand.
Well, that might just because it's cool.
We can call ourselves the Grave Robbers,
We still haven't decided our group name yet.
the Widow Makers. We're good people.
I mean, I'm just thinking that it's far easier to somehow try to start off negotiations with them and us on good terms rather than just going and basically knocking them unconscious and then interrogating them. No, we can always knock them out later. We can't really make them friendly after we have knocked them out, however.
No, I don't think they're gonna be friendly to us in the first case, though.
So we don't want them to get the orb because that's bad, and we'd rather...
We'd rather have it in the Archmage's hand than some random noble.
Yes.
So
And
what connections did we get out of this whole tavern thing to move on with?
So Domino basically told us that Carol wanted to hire the adventurers for a job, but she didn't get the chance.
Carol never showed up because, you know.
It might very well be that Carol wanted to give them the exact same job, but since Carol couldn't do it, someone else of the same organization did. So we need to investigate that Ivrat Lavelle noble dude, because he might also be some sort of, maybe he's just a collector, maybe he's something else.
Alternatively, they do have a necromancer in the group, and remember how Leon got an offer from a mysteriously shady person?
Mm-hmm.
That's also a possible alternative, which is also a bad idea.
That's true.
There was a lot of hands we don't want the orb to get into.
Yeah. Well, I fell out in the middle of it, so I'll trust whatever you guys pick.
I mean, the three options are basically we go to the living dungeon, try to get the orb, and then talk to the adventurers. Or we talk to the adventurers first, today, basically, for like a couple hours.
Before they leave.
See what they are like. And then hopefully still have time to beat them to the dungeon and get the orb. Or we wait outside of the dungeon until they've gotten the orb and take it from them, potentially.
Assuming they don't teleport away from the dungeon.
We could also wait for them to arrive before they enter the dungeon.
Yeah, but kind of just ambushing them is...
We don't have to ambush them. If you want to talk to them, we could just be there and talk to them.
Like, well.
I'm all for ambushing them, though, because it's not going to end well, I don't think.
Well,
if we wait for them, then it's pretty clear that we are there for them, though. If we just happen to get the orb before them, because we heard of this living dungeon and...
But the living dungeon doesn't want us to go and run.
I'm not too worried about hurting a living dungeon's feelings.
No, but it might go all out on us.
It might try hurting our feelings.
And then they might stand outside being like, why should we go in? Why don't these assholes go get the thing?
Yeah,
we'll take it from them.
That's what I thought as well.
That's what we would do.
And they are employed to get the orb. They're just not going to let us leave with it.
Worst case scenario, we do have an antidote teleportation.
They are like, well. Who's just getting weakened from this dungeon from everything it had at us?
And then we teleport away.
And then we waste the teleportation thing and don't get anything out of them.
No.
I mean, avoiding unnecessary conflict would be nice.
I like this standing around the door waiting for them.
It seems like that's what the majority wants, so I'm okay with it.
And if they fail, well, we know that.
That's no big problem for us, really. We don't get any
if they had
information
a
of them,
teleportation necklace, neither plan would have worked anyway.
I'm wondering if another adventure group goes in, if a door closes and a thing clips that says occupied.
Probably.
Like a portable toilet.
Yeah, cause I'm wondering how a living dungeon works if multiple groups go into it.
It might just lock the front door.
Might do.
Yeah.
So if we are going there, we should leave as soon as possible, I think.
What did we do with all the people who got arrested?
We didn't arrest anyone.
Oh, okay.
There was no need to arrest all the random civilians.
Oh, simple then.
I think Domino is really what she says. She is a bounty hunter who may have associated with bad people, but she's a bounty hunter. She gets money for killing people.
Mm-hmm. We also call those guys assassins.
Depends how public they are collecting their contents.
Grimith, official bounty hunter, I'm assuming, is a legal profession.
Yes, you can be a bounty hunter. I mean, it's amoral and it operates within the constraints of the law, there's folks who are more good inclined, and then there's folks who don't give a fuck, and Domino might fall in the latter category. But no, you can, bring criminals to justice. That's a desired occupation within the Dragon Empire.
She wasn't doing anything explicitly wrong.
There might be more to her, there probably is, but we really can't just arrest her and punch her until she tells us everything. That's kind of guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, the only negative thing she might do is tip off the death's hand that we were asking about them.
Oh, boo-hoo, they have 1 day.
You guys are pretty nice about the whole thing. I mean, you didn't step on her toes.
That's just me. If you guys want to go in there and take her and put her in a damn
trust that
basement.
Thomas is doing what he thinks is best for the whole city and all the innocent people in it.
I think it's also partially best for our reputation that we don't arrest random civilians.
If anything, we've probably done a favour because we look like incompetent nobles. We walked in there with a bunch of guards, tried to act like we're big and tough, embarrassed Tempus, embarrassed himself horribly, gave Domino's a bit of a laugh and giggle, and then treated her fairly with respect. I mean, if anything...
We're better than the average adventurer. Oh, God.
So all she had to do to get rid of us was say, I don't know anything.
Well, she didn't. She told us things.
Okay.
Enough to make me think that she might know more, but at least she has given us something. And I don't think we're desperate enough to just arrest people and hope they know something yet.
So, I mean, you don't have to be nasty. You can just take her to a prison cell and say, well, if you ever care to get out, you'll tell us something eventually.
And if she really didn't know anymore?
Yeah, that would
I don't
make
think
us
that's
our enemy in the future, though.
I don't think that's legal in this city, though, to just take someone and say, you better prove that you're innocent. Go.
What charges do we bring her in?
Resisting arrest.
She didn't resist arrest.
The nice thing about Dragon Hall is that there was no law, and now we have to deal with the law.
Fine, let's do it your way. See what that gives us.
I think Thomas has a better idea here.
I mean, that's what you get if you let me handle things, which means we do things by the book.
Sure, you're the guard. You know what to do.
You are terrible, Manaki.
He is terrible.
Oh, I want you to disagree with me. Come on.
It's a horrible idea. We're never going to get anything this way. You're playing right into their hand. This is exactly what they expect. They have dealt with this and not been caught for all this time. And if we keep doing what has already been done, probably hundreds of times, then they don't even have to worry about us. They're probably laughing right now at the fact that we were so little of a challenge. We're here to shake up the town and find these people in a way that no one else could. And we're just doing the same thing as anyone else would do. By the book that they wrote. The bad guys wrote. So they could get away easily.
Fully agree. Now, yes, out of character.
I mean, out of character, I was hoping for something to happen, but in character, no, it wasn't.
You could make something happen.
I mean, there are no guards there to watch us right now.
I mean, the point is, in character,
go there, grab her by the throat, drag her into an alleyway, and beat her to pulp if she doesn't tell us anything.
Is that what Dwohurim thinks is a good idea?
No. Well, it's an option.
We're not talking about options, we're talking about what's a good idea. Also, driving her out probably wouldn't happen, it'd probably just be a fight in the bar, to be honest.
I mean, getting the orb is certainly something that's good to do, but it doesn't really help our overall goal.
If it is responsible for some of the mess in the inland sea, it would just partially help.
And if you truly think that she doesn't know anything, then the dwarf would be the next step. And we have an invitation to one of his parties, as it happens. Well, invitation to rummage through his place while he's at a party. I think it's more that.
When did we have that invitation?
He's not going to a party.
It was more just as an option, as a case of I've got favors to pull in from a servant.
You can't trust anything Tempus tells you.
All right.
So we have no time limit on that.
No.
But we have the
I mean,
unique
other than
opportunity.
that, the evil dragon people are doing bad stuff.
Yeah. But right now we have the unique opportunity to have a day head start on a group that wants something that we might also want.
All right. Seems like most people want to go for that, so let's go for that.
Woo! Choices and decisions have been made.
Alright, kids. It's cool that you've come up with a plan of action. Now, how the fuck you getting there?
Boat.
Can
So
we
you
rent
all
the
took
boat?
Profession Sailor.
Can we rent like a ferry?
A ferry! Go see the living dungeon!
But we own a boat.
You do own a boat! You have to
We-
sail the boat!
Yeah, we hire some sailors like last time.
That is certainly one way which you could do it.
Or we could ask the speaker to create some. No, let's
No,
not do that.
it's not.
I was about to say, are you seriously?
I mean, there are lots of
I was
souls
speaking
around
out
here,
of
right?
character, you know.
Yeah, I, the Druid undead hunter, fully trust a skeleton crew to have a
he
boat.
certainly could. That would be the quickest option. You could actually get to the island tonight if you pursued that angle.
Let's just ask the guard. Don't they have people that they could spare for this sort of thing?
The guards
There
are
was a
already
coast
gone.
guard or something.
I mean, you could ask, but the guards are kind of needed in the city, what with all the commotion and hubbub. The Archmage has caused quite a bit of mess, and government's a little concerned, particularly with the dwindling food supplies.
This is why governments don't work.
How long would getting some relatively competent sailors take us?
You would
Not that long of a
instead of leaving tonight, you would have to leave tomorrow.
Leave
Not
by
drowning
May
and leaving
or-
tomorrow. Drowning and leaving today.
It's a calm stretch. The island of Creel's not that far from Newport.
The island of Creel. Jesus, that dungeon's got big.
No, it's the living dungeon of Creel. Creel being the island.
Yes, Creel is the name of the island.
Okay.
So it's not like the dungeon that is an island.
So for some reason, I thought it's like it was. He actually named the island. It was like, oh.
Well,
we
you've
kill it
never-
and just
you
sink
haven't
to the
been.
ocean.
You know, if you think that not drowning is a good idea.
I am happy with non-drowning. I think that's a fantastic idea. Tempus
Can you
hasn't-
drown?
Tempus does have to breathe.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's curious.
No, it's not curious. Can't make his PC race overly non-fitting with your PC races.
He does have a living. He does have to sleep and things as well.
I'm playing a paper centaur. Right. Well, I suppose fire gets extinguished if it doesn't have air either. So
So find some sailors and leave like 5 a.m. tomorrow.
If
when
we
they're
can.
ready.
As early as possible.
It'll still be tomorrow. But by this point, I mean, you've got... Unless you want drunk sailors piloting the ship.
Oh god,
Um,
of course they're undead.
Maybe.
That's pay
Depends on how
and
drunk they
drown
are.
and leave early. It's the best of all options.
I mean,
If they
if you hit like sometime before happy hour, yeah, sure, but you are firmly entrenched in sailors getting pissed drunk right now. Sure, they'll fucking take they'll fucking sail right the fuck now. Yeah, let's go.
You know what? We'll even put an extra booze in it if you can get more sailors.
We find some sailors that were so hungover that they can't drink today.
But the options, at least as far as I'm aware, would be like the Death Speaker can raise a skeletons and you can leave and be on the island tonight, or you'll have to wait until tomorrow. You'll probably reach the island mid-morning, like 10 a.m.
But the adventurers are going to do the same thing. It's going to be really awkward when we arrive together.
Can't we just find their boat?
And sabotage it.
Well, intercept them, right? When they come to take it, we're like sitting on it, like, so, where are you going?
Go.
I mean, if we wanted to talk to them, we could just simply go up to their, like, base.
But then what do you want to do with them?
I don't know. That's why I'm not really suggesting it.